Hello, welcome to A Taste of Acton. I'm your host, Rick Degon. Today we have a very special episode of A Taste of Acton. We've decided to come to Hudson, Massachusetts to visit the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. We're going to go inside and talk to one of the owners, Michael, and you're going to see why this place is so special that we had to leave the studio. Come on inside and you'll see. Inside the Rail Trail Flatbread Company with Michael Caceres, part owner. What do you guys call yourself? Partners?
We're partners.
You're partners.
Right.
Fantastic.
Co-owners.
And who is the other co-owner?
Kareem El-Gamal.
And we talked to him a little bit earlier, so you'll see a little bit from him later on in the program. The first thing I want to talk to you about is how you got your start in the restaurant business.
Yeah, well, my family was always in the restaurant business. My father had some pizza shops, sandwich shops, breakfast places, and coffee shops, so we're always exposed to it growing up. And of course, your family always tells you to stay away from the business that they probably work in, but I was kind of like a moth to the flames. I really wanted to get into it, and I met Kareem at Babson. We were in business school together.
Okay, great.
We became good friends.
We just had a lot of similar interests, and we definitely liked the hospitality and restaurant business. And so we got together, we did a lot of projects.
On the first day, he revealed to me that he wanted to have a pizza restaurant of some sort.
This was the project we wanted to do as a career.
Kind of just started a long conversation and a friendship, which ended up becoming a great and fruitful business relationship.
Fantastic. It's great when it works out like that. So, tell me why you guys chose Hudson. What was the reason for this town in particular?
Well, at the time, it was about 3 years ago, we were looking for spaces all around Boston. We found some things that kind of fit what we were looking for, but nothing really made exact sense to us. And we had family here in Hudson that kept telling us, you've got to come down. There's lots of retail spaces available in downtown Hudson, and could be a great opportunity.
When we came to check it out, we found that the people here, the businesses, the town was the friendliest and the most welcoming to us.
We saw the downtown kind of as an opportunity for us to make a name for ourselves, and we saw the building itself and fell in love. So
fantastic.
Here we are.
And how about the name, Rail Trail Flatbread? Now, for those of you who have never been here, it makes no sense at all. But once you've been here, it'll make perfect sense. So why don't you tell everybody what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, flatbread to us is what we do. It's one of our signature items here, and it's in our name. And to us, flatbread is not any typical style of pizza. It's kind of its own. It doesn't follow any of the classic Neapolitan, Italian styles, New York, or Sicilian style pizzas, or even Greek pizzas. So to us, it's a flatbread. We use a sourdough, and we got a yeast from the Gold Rush era, so that was really helpful in making our dough stand out.
What does that mean? You have a yeast from the Gold Rush era?
Yeah, we call our yeast the Gold Rush dough. So it's a friend of ours actually collects samples of yeasts, and those kind of pass on, and they grow them from generation to generation. So he gave us a dough starter from a specimen that was originated from bakers out in the Gold Rush.
So literally from the Gold Rush, and like, what was that, like 18 something?
Flatbread's in our name, and also Rail Trail is a name that we took from the local rail trail, which is right behind us.
Okay.
And that connects all the towns in the area here in the Assabet River Valley. And it used to be a functioning railroad, which would kind of bring a lot of economic importance to the area and help connect people from this part of the state to Boston. And it brought a lot of the flour and products that they'd mill in this area to the different communities. So when we came here, we noticed that it was something that all the towns and the community was really striving to create as a recreational and cultural center. And we felt that it kind of echoed a great time in the local area's history, and we kind of wanted to be part of that as well. So it's part of our namesake, and it means a lot to us.
So you mentioned that you know, flatbread's in the name. You guys make flatbread pizzas, but this is so much more than a pizza shop. You guys have a full gourmet menu, right?
That's right.
And we're going to see some of that in a minute. But when you walk in here, there's something else that you notice. This place doesn't look like any place I've ever been. I mean, all the stuff inside here is just so fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you acquired all these pieces?
Sure.
Everything. I mean, just from the lighting to the bar, all of it. I love it all.
Well, I mean, just like any labor of love, Kareem, myself, my uncle, Nick Caceres, my father, Theodore Caceres, and Chef Tom, we were in here for about 9 months before we got started building it, and we really had a lot of time to bond with the physical space here and learn about the community, what was important to them, and a little bit about the history.
We found that this was a kind of an old mill town. A lot of, you know, there's an industrial aspect to it, and there's also a rustic aspect, and that's what we try to combine over here.
We looked around far and wide in western Massachusetts, central Massachusetts, even in Boston, collecting pieces over about a year and a half that you'll see on our walls.
We went to antique stores, got everything you see in here is reclaimed and reused. We got our lights, our tables, our chairs. We have, you know, thousands of square feet of reclaimed wood, which was 200-year-old factory floorboards. You can still see the holes from the nails that were in there. We also had used old church pews to make the siding of our bar.
Our bar, for instance, is made up of old church pews from a church in Quincy that a man in Harvard had collected. So,
church pews?
Church pews, yes,
so
that's right.
You guys cut up the church pews and put them in there. Is
yes.
that sacrilegious, or?
Well, they were about to get scrapped, so I feel like
so it's much better.
We brought a little bit of the big guy into our
and
bar
monks
there.
invented beer anyway,
yeah,
so I'm sure it's all good.
Quite literally, it's our libation church over here.
There you go. And one of my favorite things is probably one of the most simple things here, and I learned that from telling you this earlier, but you got to tell me a little bit about the lights that are behind me here. Tell me a little bit more about these lights and how you guys work those, because those are absolutely my favorite thing.
Yeah, like I was saying, it was a labor of love. We were just starting off. We didn't have a lot of money to invest out of business school. We were students in debt, so we knew what we wanted, but we necessarily couldn't afford everything. So we built what we couldn't buy, and that's everything from our oven to our lights. I mean, we would go to local hardware stores and buy inexpensive lights, and we'd go scavenge for mason jars and specialty bulbs, and we created our own light fixtures to kind of echo some of the old times.
Now,
yes.
you mentioned the oven, and everybody who's been watching this so far has seen it in the background. Now, it's not just for heat and decoration, a place to kick your feet up, but it's actually something very special to this restaurant. Why don't we go over there and you can tell us more about the oven? All right, so here we are. We're right next to this great fireplace here. But like I said, this serves a special purpose here.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about why you guys have this fireplace right in the middle of your kitchen here?
Well, this is our horse. You know, she bakes everything we got, and everyone obviously comes in, they want to have our flatbreads, and we wanted it right in the center of our restaurant. We wanted everyone to be able to see everything we do. We're all about transparency here. We talk to guests about our recipes, about our ingredients, and this is the centerpiece of our kitchen because everything kind of gets baked in here, and we felt like putting it in the center for everyone to enjoy.
So you guys actually use this for cooking. It's not just for aesthetic purposes.
Oh yeah, you'll see us prepping everything in there.
And how does that work? I mean, you throw it right in on the fire, or?
Yeah, it's an all natural hardwoods, a lot of local stuff too. We get collected from a lot of different suppliers in the area. About 15 to 20 logs gets it started in the morning, and then we just keep feeding it all day based on what we feel is needed.
So now when you cook in here, I don't see any grates or anything. How does that work?
No, we got specialty refractory bricks all in the oven, and it's coated in a clay, so that keeps it well insulated. And we just throw our dough and our food right on that stone hearth, and it cooks it right there.
We got a close-up of this. You guys will see there's shelves in here. You guys cook right up on those shelves.
Yeah, we got our fire in the center.
Yep.
And we really did that to be able to control it easier and be able to see what's going on with the fire. And then our shelves are on the side so that they get a little indirect heat from the flames.
All right. And so when you're cooking up on these shelves, you got lots of sparks and stuff flying up. That just adds extra flavor, right?
Yeah, that certainly does. Yeah.
Fantastic. So tell me about the stove. Now, you guys said you had to build everything in here. Where do you get something like this? Is this something you can just open up the yellow book and order one?
No, we did a lot of research, that's for sure, and There's quite a demand for these things, but there's not a lot of people that can build them. So we actually did a little bit of investigating into the old Masonry Heater Association and found a few people that could build these types of ovens, and we started working with them and designing it. We had people from Canada, New Jersey, and New York, New Hampshire coming down and working on it with us, helping us design it and build it. And Kareem and I and Tom, a few other guys, been about 3 weeks here building it. Every brick is individually cut to size and shape. It was all laid out like a puzzle and then rebuilt up top, and then we coated it with brick.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I notice you keep touching it. It's not hot on the outside, though.
No, it's pretty cool outside. You can touch it right here, but it's pretty hot right here.
Yeah,
so.
right. We can feel the heat coming off of me. You can't see that on television, but there's quite a bit of heat coming off.
Yeah,
so,
certainly.
what do you think that the temperature of this thing burning is?
Oh, right now we're probably close to 1,000 or a bit above it. We get it pretty hot in the morning, and then it starts to wane down because it is only a wood fire. There's no other heat source in there, so we just, depending on how we feel the heat's coming and how the flatbreads are cooking, we'll add more or less logs.
Fantastic. Great. Just another thing that makes this place so unique. All right, here we are in the kitchen of the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, and I am with the head chef, Tom Kempner, and Tom is going to make us some amazing food today. And what is the first thing that we're going to be doing here?
First, we're going to be starting the first step to our plantain nachos.
Plantain nachos. Now, what is a plantain?
A plantain is just a member of the banana family. It's more South American based. It's a firmer starchier. It's almost like a potato. So that's why I chose it to be more creative and to set up the menu a little bit. On the menu it says carnitas nachos, which we'll be applying to it later, but we'll start off with the plantains. And
what's the first step here?
First step is we take them and we slice them on a bias so that they're just nice and long, and then we keep the skin on. When we fry them, they actually curl up and look like little swirls and waves and stuff like that to give like a good eye appeal to the dish once it comes out. So, you know,
awesome.
It's very important. You know, a lot of times they're cut thick and or even mashed up, and this is like, you know, a new aesthetic to like how you can use plantains in a dish, I think.
Awesome. So what do you do with these? You're just going to fry them up now?
I'm just going to fry them up, drop them in, turn them to a little golden brown, take them out, and they're ready to go. I'll season them, and then we'll get the carnitas and the salsas ready, and we'll plate it up.
Awesome. Let's do it. So the plantains are all fried up, and we have everything laid out here in front of us. What's the next step here?
Basically, I have all the ingredients for the nachos all set up. We have the pico de gallo. It's just a tomato salsa. We have jalapenos, red onions, red peppers, tomatoes, lemon juice, some garlic, and some spices in there. And I also have carnitas. Carnitas is little meats in Spanish. It's basically pork that's been fried in its own fat and seasoned with aromatics and herbs, rosemary, thyme, salt and pepper. And then I have pineapple mango salsa, just fresh pineapple, mango, herbs, citrus, and then I have the plantains that we fried up. So I'm going to apply the ingredients to the oven and see what we come up with. As you can see already, it's not your traditional average nacho. There's no cheese here. There's no cheese whiz. There's none of that. It's all just a compilation of different ingredients that actually looks and brings out nachos in our own way. First, I just start off with the meat. I just apply it all the way around, evenly distribute it. And then I'll just put the pineapple salsa on there, evenly distribute it. Then just the cold salsa, pico de gallo. Those are all the raw products, and then we have an ancho barbecue. Basically, I take about 4 pounds, 5 pounds of anchos.
What's an ancho?
An ancho is a dried and smoked poblano chili.
Okay.
And basically, it's a smoked barbecue sauce. It gets a lot of smokiness from the chilies. We roast the tomatoes in the oven. We don't take them out of a can. It's all fresh. It's a very fresh sauce.
So you make the sauce yourself?
Yep. And then I use all the aromatics that I would for the carnitas in the sauce, so it's it pairs well. So it all kind of collaborates together.
All right, fantastic.
But it's very sweet and a little spiced. Not very hot. You know, this is a very mild dish, but you get a little kick from the barbecue sauce.
Fantastic.
So we just dress it up nice.
Look at that.
Little waves. And then also we have avocado lime sour cream. It's just avocados, lime, and sour cream. It basically explains what it is. We just blend up the avocados in the sour cream, hit it with a bunch of lime juice, and then...
So you make that here also?
Basically, we make everything in-house except for the ketchup.
Everything but the ketchup.
I'm working on that. But, you know, Heinz has got it down. You know, they got the 57 spices, so we're good. But, and then to offset, a little bit of the lime sour cream.
Look at that.
So in a way, you get like the look of cheese, or you know, on
absolutely.
there. And then we just garnish with a little fresh cilantro. And that's it.
That is absolutely beautiful.
So next up is a staple of the restaurant. This has been on the menu since day one, and we can't take it off the menu. It sells so well. Basically, it's a stuffed banana pepper. We stuff it with a 4-cheese blend, which has gorgonzola, feta, cream cheese, and then mozzarella. We just take the breadcrumbs, we whip it up with some spices, and then stuff the pepper, and then we just roast it right here in the oven.
I'll tell you what, it looks good enough to eat it right before you cook it.
Oh, right on. A little raw bar, for sure. Then we just hit it with a little oil to conduct some heat around the pepper, just to give it a nice roasty skin, and then a little salt, a little black pepper, season everything well, and then we'll throw it right here in the oven.
The pepper's in the oven cooking away, and now we're going to do a flatbread pizza. Now, Mike was telling us about the yeast and the dough. Yeah. It's like Gold Rush era yeast is what you guys call it?
Oh, yeah, it's a very old strain of sourdough. It's we just constantly feed it throughout the days, throughout the weeks, and make our dough fresh every day. And then it actually takes on that old flavor just by just the gases and fermenting the dough throughout the day. We usually have the dough sit for about 2 days before we use it, just so all the flavors and gases build up in the dough. And then we basically stretch the dough almost to order. We're very busy, so we stretch a lot at once. But it's all hand stretched and seasoned. We use a roasted garlic oil. We roast the garlic right in the oven, and then we brush it onto the flatbread, and then we season it with salt, pepper, and oregano.
So when you say hand stretch, it's like the old school pizzeria where they toss it in?
Old school, tossing it.
Fantastic.
You know, very artisan. We have the open windows, so customers walking by, if they don't know if they want to come here, they'll decide just on the walk by, because they're going to see everything walking by, and you know, if they're not going to come in that day, they're going to come in the next. You know, that was a big
fantastic
focal point for us, just to have the flatbread as you know, our main stage.
And so what are we making here? What kind of pizza is this?
What we're making here is a Hawaiian. It's another staple that
awesome, my favorite.
We've had on the menu since day one. We have the fresh pineapple, our cheese blend, which is cheddar, mozzarella, and provolone, and then we have our smoked pulled pork, which is marinated in the same barbecue sauce, which is our house barbecue sauce. We use figs, red wines. It's more like a gas streak. It's a very long and extensive process just to make this barbecue sauce, which I think elevates to a great flavor standpoint for the flatbread.
Fantastic.
And then we also have our fire roasted onions.
Beautiful.
And we're just gonna throw this together real quick. Start off with the base, the flatbread, and then the barbecue sauce. Just a good swirl. And then we'll hit it with the cheese. I'll just go with the onions.
And is there an importance to the order that you put the things on?
As rustic as possible. That's what I go for. You know, just throw them all together. You want it to, I want it to taste the same every time. The look is just real rustic. You know, no necessary order. But I like the meat necessarily to be on top, just to get that first initial touch of heat, so it gets a nice caramelization on the meat. And then that's pretty much the pat. Finished product. to the Hawaiian. Very rustic, like I was saying. You know, place the pieces where they fall, and this is what you get. You know, just something nice, wood fired, very good flavor. We'll get to try it in a minute, but before that, we're gonna whip up the plating for the banana pepper. We roasted it until it's golden brown in the.
I can smell that pepper from here.
It's awesome,
I mean, I know I'm close, but it's got an unbelievable aroma coming off of it.
It's awesome. It's I've been making different styles for years, but this has definitely been the best prime example of a good stuffed banana pepper. What we have here is just our fresh house marinara, Asiago, a little parsley garnish, and our grilled crostinis. We make the bread fresh in house every day.
Unbelievable. You guys make everything.
Everything, and then but yeah, we bake the bread in the oven. Everything comes out of the oven pretty much. It's trying sometimes, but we stick to it just because we get the best possible product out of the situation. So I'm gonna throw this together real quick for you so you can get a good look at it. So you just drag the peppers on.
It's fantastic.
Very tender, very nice. I'll slide this over here. Then a nice strip of marinara across the top. A little bit more, get a little saucy. And then a little garnish of Asiago and parsley.
Boom.
Boom. That's
There it is.
So
Beautiful.
a little knife in there. And it's
Fantastic.
ready to go to a customer. Sure.
You're a true artist, my friend. We'll see you at the bar. We're going to go talk to the bartender.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Check out some cocktails. We'll be
Appreciate
back. I'm behind the bar now with the Rail Trail Flatbread Company with my buddy Luke. He's the bartender here, and he's going to make us some fantastic cocktails to go with the great meal we've just seen prepared. What do you got for us today?
All right, so this is going to be a honey pot highball. It's been on our
Honey pot
cocktail
highball.
list for a little bit.
Fantastic.
So we're going to start with a couple of dashes of our house-made clove tincture.
You guys even make the drink mixtures.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
So we just take cloves, soak in alcohol for a while till it gets to the proper strength
And you
that
got
we
an
like.
eyedropper there, so it's very
Yeah.
precise.
It's very precise, very consistent.
Okay.
So we get a nice consistency on the drink.
Gotcha.
Next, we're going to add some house-made grenadine. We also make this in-house. No high fructose corn syrup in this. So put that right in there. Next, fresh squeezed lemon juice. We fresh squeeze our juices every morning. Cuts the sweetness a little bit, brings some balance to the drink.
Okay.
The main ingredient in this one
good
is
stuff.
Leopold Brothers Apple Whiskey.
Okay.
So this is kind of our homage to the Honey Pot Hill Orchard. Everyone loves to go apple picking around there.
Absolutely,
We're
yeah.
embracing the local flavor a little bit. That's it for that. We're going to fill this up with ice.
Okay.
Shake it up. Straight into this Collins glass right here.
Look at that. It's beautiful. What a color, too.
Yeah, it's the grenadine. Makes it nice and pink. We're going to garnish it with just an apple slice.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, I'm here with everybody from Rail Trail Flatbread. We have the fantastic meal that's in front of us. Tom, you want to start? Just go over the food one more time, real quick. What we got here?
Our staple, our flatbread is it's our Hawaiian, made with our smoked pulled pork, pineapple, and our caramelized onions, with our cheese blend and our barbecue base. And move next to that is our stuffed banana pepper. Also a staple, just cheese stuffing, roasted in our fired oven with crostini and our house-made marinara, and then our carnitas nachos. It's fresh fried plantain chips, carnitas, pineapple salsa, and pico de gallo with our avocado lime sour cream, and our ancho barbecue with a garnish of cilantro.
Everything
So
looks
very nice.
beautiful. Again, remember, everything made right here, including the drink mixtures. Tell us about those, guys.
Yeah, we have our honey pot highball, which obviously gets its name from some of the local orchards in the area. We got lots of different styles represented. We got some ales, we got pilsners, stouts, and we just try to pair them up. Our beer list is about 20 craft drafts, and we change them almost every other day. So we try to pair them with.
Is that 20 on tap you guys have in the house?
Yeah, 20 draft lines. It's all craft beer, which we hand select to match our menu and our season. And then we also have a list of specialty bottles that we list every few weeks.
Fantastic. And so the one thing that I want to ask you guys, and it's something that I've been thinking about since we got here, is if somebody's never been here, they've never walked by the store or the restaurant, what's the one thing that they should know about this place? And I actually want each of you to give me one thing. So it's actually 3 things. So I hope you weren't talking about what the one thing is. What do you think? Who wants to start?
I'll start. I'll
Fantastic.
say that they should know that when they walk in here, they're going to feel like they've walked into a very familiar place, a place they've been to before, whether it's like their friend's house, their cousin's kitchen, something where you come in and you're comfortable, you're greeted with a smiling staff and
Fantastic.
Comfort food.
I'd say when they walk in here, it's like kind of piggybacking off of what Karim said. To me, it's like walking into my home
Right.
or our home, and all our staff. We're all family here, and I feel like everyone should feel like that when they walk in and get to know our family, and we'd love to get to know yours.
And like I mentioned to Tom a little bit earlier, the openness of everything, where you can see everything, it just feels like you're at home in your kitchen. Tom, what do you got?
You know, to the point of like it being our home, that everything is homemade, and we're eccentric about that idea, and that you're going to get the freshest quality and like the best tasting food that we can deliver. And we work hard for you guys to like enjoy what we enjoy, and like then that's food and togetherness kind of thing. So
That's fantastic, guys, and everything looks awesome. And again, everything made right here. It's unbelievable, the care that you guys have, thought that you guys have put into every ingredient of every meal and every drink. It's unbelievable. The last thing we have to talk about is right across the street from you guys' location. You have a new venture. So tell me about that. What do we got going on across the street?
Yeah, go for it.
That's it, 100 feet away, right across the street. We're taking a lot of what we love doing here, which is making our own food and using local ingredients and using the seasons, and doing it kind of on a sweet level. So we're going to be making our own ice creams from scratch, and using local dairy and fruits and other interesting flavor.
That's unbelievable. So is it going to be like a creamery? Is that what you guys are gonna? How you gonna?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be doing our own pasteurizations.
Okay.
So we're not going to be a full creamery, but we're going to be using local milk to start our own pasteurizations from scratch, the way ice cream used to be made. We'll have desserts, and we're also having a full liquor license, so we're going to offer some sweet cocktails with dinner.
So like a float or something like that?
Yeah.
Are you guys going to have dinner menus over there too?
We won't have dinner, but we'll have some small plates and small bites that you can pair with things if you're not so into the sweet stuff.
Guys, everything looks fantastic. I can't thank you enough for having us here. And like I said, guys, if you've never been here, you got to come down and check it out. If nothing else, for the oven and the staff, everybody's fantastic here. The ingredients are unbelievable. The food is amazing. And when you guys open that place, I love ice cream. So I want to come back and do a show over there. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for coming down.
We'll see you next time, guys.
For more information about the Rail Trail Flatbread, check out our website and our Facebook page. It's really active. We put pictures of our food almost every day, all our specials, our updated beer menus. So you want to talk beer, you want to talk food, you want to talk about community events, we're always available online.